What's going on tonight, Faith family? It's Curtis here, and it's late. It's like almost midnight, so day 6 is getting ready to start, but I want to finish off the week. I'm going to take Saturday and Sunday off, so I'm not going to do day 6 or 7, so don't look for day 6 or 7 like that, but I will pick it back up on Monday. But let's get today's stuff out of the way. So Isaiah 58, 6 and 7 is where we're going to be coming from today. It says, "Is this not the fast which I chose? To loosen the bonds of wickedness, to undo the bands of the yoke, and to let the oppressed go free and break every yoke? Is it not to divide your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless poor into the house, when you see the naked to cover him and not to hide yourself from your own flesh?" That was crazy, right? So what I got out of this one is that we need to desire God. That God has made a way for us to not only know Him, but to know what He expects from us. He set a path of righteousness and a plan of redemption in order after the first sin to bring us back into a covenant promise with Him through the sacrifice of Jesus. And the sacrifice of Jesus is the best example of what God is willing to do for us. So what are you willing to do? Are you willing to live that same way for Him? Are you willing to lay down your life and your desires and your ambitions to put Him first? So it talks about fasting in this verse, and it's fitting because I'm fasting, so I assume that's why I'm here. But fasting is not exclusive to God or any one religious mindset, rule, law, whatever. All kinds of religions fast, all kinds of people fast. There's intermittent fasting, there's all kinds of fasting. There's water fasting, etc. But what are you fasting for? What is the point of doing a fast? What's the point of me saying, okay, I'm going to quit eating meat and protein and dairy and processed sugars and sweets? What is the point of me doing that for 30 days? Fasting should bring about discipline. It should bring about a change. It should inspire you in some way. It should force you to start a new habit or a new set of habits. It should be a means. It should not be a means of self-glorification. So this brings me to the verse about the Pharisees and the Sadducees, who, when they would fast, they would put on these sad faces and walk around and talk about how much they're fasting and how much they're suffering. And that's not what this is about. It's not about what you're going through. It's about what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's about how is this glorifying God? What is this doing for the kingdom? A fast should be an act of sacrifice to show God what you're willing to do, that you are a willing servant and a ready servant to do His will. He requires us, God, He, for those of you who don't know who He is, God requires us to give up ourselves, to die to ourselves daily, as Paul said, so that we can live according to His word. We cannot live walking in alignment with God as long as we're serving ourselves in any way, shape, or form. I've talked about it in previous episodes, go back and watch them, but this life is about sacrifice and dedication. And it sounds, to the outside world and even to myself when I speak it sounds crazy, because it's like, okay, so I should give up everything I want just to see the will of God be done. And that sounds crazy, and it sounds absolutely out of control, because what about me? What about Curtis? What about the guy? What do I get out of serving a God and letting all of my ambitions and my goals fall to the wayside? But that's not what this is about. Just as He took our sins on the cross, just as He took our sins off of our shoulders, He took the yoke, He broke that yoke, He made it possible, and He made a way for us. Jesus is the way and the truth and the light. He is the way back to God. But just as He took our sins, we have to figure out and forgive the sins that are against us. We cannot let the sins that are against us continue to allow us to be shaped or molded by those sins. We have to express love outward towards others and upwards towards God. He set us free. He made a way. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I keep saying this. I've said this like, to a great example. He freed us. So what do you need to fast? All right, so let me switch that word. So instead of fast, what do we need to let go of to live according to his set freedom? And what process do we need to follow to be strengthened to walk or act according to that freedom? It's not about having faith, and I've said this in previous episodes as well, and it's going to be kind of repetitive because this fast is all about strength through sacrifice. But that freedom that he's given us, that opportunity he's made available, that way that he's set before us, the easiest way back to him through Jesus. What are you doing with that now that you've been powered by it, you've been given it? Even if you choose not to believe in Jesus, it's available to us all. So what are you going to do with that knowledge? What are you going to do with that opportunity? What are you going to do if you are a religious person? I've been walking with Jesus and think that you're doing what God did. What are you doing with that faith? What are you doing with that opportunity? I'm gonna leave off with this, and I kind of hinted around it just now. But it's not enough to just love God. It's not enough to just believe in God. God requires a working of that faith, which we have been given, which we have found, which we have established in our lives. I'm encouraging you all, if you're fasting with me, or you're fasting for whatever reason, or you're fasting for an answer, seek God. Seek his kingdom. Seek his knowledge. Seek him. Just seek him. Let everything else fall into alignment. Let everything else fall into order. And watch how great that simple task of just letting things go or fasting things away can bless your life. Because you're no longer walking according to what you want, but you're walking according to this word, to this powerful example of righteousness that God gave us to live by. So that's what I got for you guys today. If you like it, drop a like, drop a comment. What do you think? Are there things that you're struggling with? Is there anything that we can pray for you for? I mean, that's what this is all about, right? It's about unity. It's about fellowship. It's about, encouraging each other. So if there's anything we could pray for you, or is there anything you want to talk about, drop a comment below. Share this with somebody, please. For the love of all things, share this with somebody who might need it. Share it with someone who might not understand, who needs to hear it. And if you guys like this, as always, you can subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with any posts that we have. We have over 600 videos that go back over the course of the year, and we post encouraging words every single day. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I love y'all. Peace out.